into their world. It's not just chickens and the Angus herd. So take off your boots, relax, and go beyond the ranch.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the very last live stream of 2021 here on Beyond the Ranch. And it's our Christmas party, so eat, drink, and be merry. I'll be merry. You guys eat and drink. We don't have anything to eat. We might have to page a kid for that. And we promise at this Christmas party, nobody's going to end up bare-assed on the copy machine, hopefully. Not by the end of the night, anyway. We shall see. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us. It is December 19th. We're going to talk coming up tonight about our holiday schedule and what's happening there and what else is happening on the ranch over the holiday season. You're more than welcome to ask any questions, and we'll try to answer them as we work our way through. Of course, our moderators here, Matt Fensel, Lori Habel, William Dunn, Zach Hewitt, and Bill the Tractor Man, to help us get through the entire evening. How are you?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. I'm a little tired. This tooth thing has been driving me crazy for a while, but
it got better.
It got better and then it got worse. So it's yeah, just no fun. No fun at all.
Matt, I was taking care of the children. There's 3 small people that we are responsible for. They needed stuff. So don't be harassing me.
No harassment yet. We will get there. We are eating, we are drinking tonight.
We're not eating.
We're gonna eat because I'm gonna have to eat something.
You're going to be fine. We don't have any food up here.
Well, true. The kids made gingerbread cookies. Maybe we can con them into bringing one of those up for us. I could always page one of the children, see if they'll come up. Erin decided to take the whole Christmas party down another road, which is alcoholic taste testing tonight as well. So she managed to procure...
Somebody's been asking us for tequila reviews. Oh, I don't remember who.
You know, somebody did. Somebody gave you a $50 super chat and said, buy a bottle of booze and come and try it. So Erin picked out Reina de la Muerta.
This is how I pick out alcohol, which label looks interesting.
I'm pretty sure that Reina de la Muerta means Queen of the Dead.
Sure.
Why does Spanish have to be, why not Spanish, but tequila particularly have to be so mean? Like, you never see whiskeys that's like called "This Will Kill You" whiskey.
You have a bourbon that's called Fighting Cock.
I do, but that's a whole different thing. I don't even know where that came from, honestly. But this is just saying that this will kill you. So I'm really looking forward to trying that tonight.
It was Road Toad. Yes, thank you, Road Toad.
That was me. Who says that we don't listen to you guys? I get emails all the time after live streams where somebody's like, I asked my question 37 times during live stream, and all you and Erin did was talk the entire time.
It's our show.
Which does happen quite often. But so yeah, if you do have a question, you know, try to get it up there. Moderators will. Are you okay?
You said my microphone's not on. Did you change the batteries?
Kenzie changed the batteries, actually.
Yeah, the batteries aren't.
Let's take a look and see what Kenzie did here. Oh, that one's in backwards. She tried.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Mackenzie was up here helping me set up for live stream. There we go.
Cool.
Now you got a light on. I told you when you were setting up, I was like, your microphone's not on because the little green light wasn't on. And you said it's on.
Also, part of the reason I was late is there was a big old tangle in the cord and I was having issues. Okay.
All right.
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Was that Verizon commercials?
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. So yeah, feel free to ask any questions throughout the evening. I do really quickly want to thank all of our Patreon supporters. Normally I name everybody, but I don't have that kind of time tonight.
There's been a lot.
There has been a lot of new Patreon supporters out there, and they're all coming to check out the beef, which is exclusively available to Patreon supporters at this point on our website. But it's awesome. You guys have really been pouring out the support on Patreon. We really do appreciate it. Shipping beef still going on. Obviously, we do have some updates coming up after the beginning of the new year. We're going to change up some of the packages that we have available. We do offer beef online. You have to be a Patreon subscriber to be able to order, which is just $1 a month, but it helps us.
Or more.
Or more. And it regulates, it helps us regulate what we've got. And right now we're doing packages, which are really nice. We don't do like a la cartes. You can't
I
come
don't
in
think
and,
we'll ever do a la carte.
yeah, you can't come in and just buy like one T-bone because shipping is stupid, crazy, ridiculous. So that T-bone would end up costing you $60 in shipping if you lived like in New Jersey or something. You okay?
This has to be fancy because it has a cork.
Tequila with a cork. What's up with the white tequila?
I like it better.
Is it? Oh, great.
Do we need a wine?
Oh, there we go. I got it.
Okay.
Listen to that. Oh, I don't like tequila. I think that's part of the reason Erin picked it.
I like tequila though.
I don't know why. Are we starting this already?
Well, we can
I thought we were
try.
going to do this like the last 5 minutes of the show so that we could like, fall down the stairs on our way out.
It's just a little bit of tequila.
Okay, sure.
I'll just give you a little baby because you won't drink it.
I had a very bad tequila experience.
Everybody's had a bad tequila
Mine, I did not like it
experience.
all, and I learned from mine. The problem is most people don't learn from their tequila experience and then end up doing this. Why? Okay, so tell me, the white tequila, there's two different colors of
Yeah.
tequila? So there's white.
Yeah.
What's the other color?
Tan.
Brown tequila?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Patrick, for the super chat. Merry Christmas to you and your family also.
All right.
It's,
Cheers.
You don't have to shoot it. You can just
No, I
drink
don't
it.
think-
I gave him he has this much. I don't even have a full shot.
Yeah, it tastes like tequila. I mean, it doesn't taste like Jose Cuervo, but
That's
yeah.
good. It's this says Blanco, silver Blanco.
Oh, silver tequila?
I like it.
What do you like about tequila? Can you just explain to me what? I just tried it, Mark. I did, I swear. What is it that you like
I don't
about
know. Why
tequila?
do you like whiskey?
I don't know. Honestly, there's something that happens in your taste buds. Like, I remember as a kid, beer tasting horrible. Not as a kid, but like when I was 21 and able to drink beer.
Oh, like you didn't drink until you were 21.
That beer tasted horrible. Now I don't mind a beer every once in a while, but like beer was horrible. I remember trying my dad's like Rainier or Old Milwaukee. What else did he have? I think Rainier was probably about the lowest that you could get. Black Label beer, I don't know, but like it tasted horrible.
Yeah.
But now beer is not horrible. You don't like beer though?
No.
Not at all.
It's just not my preference.
Were you so in college? You were a tequila girl.
I didn't drink a lot of tequila in college.
Oh, okay, no vodka.
No, I drank a lot of Keystone Light and vodka. Yeah, $13 for a handle.
So you're just looking for a more efficient alcohol delivery method.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all it is. Okay.
I do like Don Julio. I like the silver Don Julio. Patron is good. Yeah, I mean, the label was interesting, and it's good. Like, I'll have no problem drinking this. So
There you go. It's not horrible. Like, it's just I don't like the agave taste. In fact, even my mom uses the agave sugar or whatever in her
sweetener,
coffee.
yeah.
I don't like the taste of that either. I just don't like the taste of agave. I don't know why.
But you drank these the other day.
I
This
did.
has agave in it.
me
Ranch
try that.
Waters.
Ranch Waters. These guys should sponsor us.
Yeah, they should. They need more flavors, though.
Yeah, that's not bad. But
They need more flavors.
they only have like 4 flavors or something.
Yeah, not as many.
Yeah. But Busch Light. Yeah, that was one.
Yeah, I drink a lot of that, too. I love margaritas.
See, and I don't even like margaritas. The smell of tequila maybe is what gets me. I don't know. Jose Cuervo got me.
Well, nobody likes Jose Cuervo.
Some people do. Some people do. Some people like it. Whiskey brings dreams. Tequila brings visions. Yes, Nancy. You see
I'm
that?
trying to reach a higher power.
Sure you are. Sure you are. All right. So what are we going to talk about tonight?
I don't know.
You went through our tequila. You couldn't even like, it was like opening Christmas presents. Like you couldn't wait.
I bought it yesterday.
I know, and it's been sitting on the counter.
I put it in the fridge.
And you've sent pictures to everybody that you know.
Not everybody.
And I could tell you, and you're just like, I want to open it. I want to open it.
I put it in the fridge and waited for today.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Well, I was going to say I don't day drink. Sometimes I day drink.
Come on, let's be honest with each other.
It's not like I never day drink. In the summertime, I sometimes day drink.
Well, in the summertime, the day is 14 hours
Yeah,
longer than it is right now. I got an alert on my phone. I got a new weather app, and it came up and it said, sunset is in whatever it said, 15 minutes. Look forward to 15 hours and 7 minutes of darkness. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, why is it so dark so late?
I was looking at it the other day, like yesterday. We get 8 hours and 52 minutes of daylight right now.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Stupid.
Bigfoot Lawn and Country Care Plus Lawn. Bigfoot Country Lawn Care Plus. That's a long one. Merry Christmas. Sitting here sipping 9-year-old Knob Creek 100 proof. Enjoying the live stream.
Is that whiskey?
Yes. You guys think you'll get to a point where you only sell beef online with no calf sales?
Yes.
Yes. That is the goal. That is the end goal.
I think we're almost there.
We could be, honestly. Like if we opened up and I'm getting crap sometimes about just having beef sales just to Patreon members, but it actually helps us regulate, our inventory and try to figure out exactly what we need to do, because honestly, we're a year behind.
Yeah, it takes at least a year. So, I mean, you guys know we haven't sold calves yet, and so we have to decide out of these calves, like what we're going to keep and stuff, but like they won't be ready, like earliest case, they'd be ready in like summertime. So like we're down to 8 steers left.
Yeah. Yeah, to go, yeah.
Because my mom has one.
Yeah.
So we're down to 8 steers. That's it.
And the bad part is, so if we decide to keep, let's say we just went whole hog this year and we said, okay, we're going to open it up to the channel next year. We're going to keep every calf that we have now. We're going to finish them. We have to pay to finish them.
Yeah.
We have to pay to keep them for a year.
Yeah.
We have to pay for the whatever we finish them on, whether it's corn oats or barley or the 60-40 stuff that I got last time. We have to pay for that all ahead of time before you can actually say, I'm going to sell it. Then you just cross your fingers and say, I hope the YouTube channel is still going. I hope things are still happy. I hope I haven't pissed anybody off too much. And, we're able to sell beef.
Even like jerky, like we are doing the most jerky that we've ever done.
13 cows.
13 cows. We've never done that much. Last year we only did 9. Yeah. And we didn't even do those till May. So we're almost essentially sold out. So 9 cows lasted us from June until now. Our inventory is super low. If you check the website and stuff, like missing a ton of different flavors, ton of different sizes.
Mackenzie came up to help me set up, and we walk right through where we have the beef jerky and stuff. And she had watched the video this morning. And she walked through and she said, this is low on beef jerky, because it does look like there's a lot of beef jerky. There are boxes of beef jerky. But I said, yeah, this is low, Mackenzie. This is us being out of beef jerky. Yeah. It's like when you're a kid and you go to the candy store and you ask your mom if you can buy some candy. She says, no, I'm broke. But then you look in her wallet and she has $5. That's kind of what it's like. Like we're broke of jerky. We have some, but we're broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're at the point where I'm like, nervous about how much jerky we have, because they just started cutting our cows, and so it'll be 4 to 6 weeks, like best case scenario, before we get any jerky back.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, like we have to pay for all this, like it's all that upfront cost. So even like 13 cows, like it's great, our business is expanding, we're selling more, but for 2 months I've been like, we have to save for jerky. Yep. Processing, because I don't take payments. So yeah, cash flow is one of the biggest struggles. We've talked about this, like with our small business and stuff, is we get these, I mean, it's about $2,000 per cow for processing. So, and it'll all kind of come due, even though we took them 2 weeks apart, like we'll pick it all up pretty relatively close to the same amount of time unless they encounter a big problem. So I'm anticipating, a $26,000 bill at Sturgis in January or early February.
I don't want to.
Yeah. So and then steers go in February, and we won't pick those up till March. And then every other month steers go. 15 pigs go in May. 15 pigs go in the fall. Like, and the whole time it's feed them, process them, store them, even shipping. Like when we ship labels or when we ship beef and stuff, like yes, you guys pay for it, and then like when Mike does postage on Mondays.
It's $1,000.
It's $1,000 in postage.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts. Jessica Martin, thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate it. Merry Christmas. And to Brienne Bowers, Merry Christmas as well, with a $10 super chat. Some Fly Monkey. Love it. Are your goats pets or livestock? Our goats are pets. We're not eating them. So, no.
Jeff Lee asked, has butcher appointment availability improved a lot since a year ago? I don't know. It's something I actually need to talk to Sturgis about. because with how well beef jerky sales have gone for us this year, like we don't think that we have enough, and so it's, can we squeeze more in? We talked about this, like, can we squeeze more in if we have, you know, somebody that loses a calf or something, like if we come up with another empty or a cow that needs to go, you know, can we squeeze something in sometime this summer? And we're booked a year out. We booked this summer, we booked for all of 2022, so I haven't had to book anything for quite a while, so I don't know what availability looks like right now. I have no idea.
These are very first world problems, by the way, and we do appreciate you guys for getting us to this point. Being out of product is definitely not a problem, you know, selling out.
It's so different than where we were a few years ago when, like, I was like, oh God, please buy beef, people. Like at farmer's market, just being like, oh my gosh.
We were talking about that the other day. Like, we went to farmer's market. We would take beef to farmer's market and just hope that we didn't have to bring it home, because then you had to unload the, you know, and do all that stuff. But, you know, like, now, with thanks to you guys and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all the social media things, being able to, it's a whole different set of problems, honestly, but we do feel incredibly blessed, and we do thank you guys for getting us to this point, especially this year, where I think in the beginning of each and every year, we kind of come out and we say, hey, here's what we would like to see happen this year. We usually, Erin and I will sit down and we'll come up with a plan, and here's our goals for next year, and I honestly do not remember what our goals were for this year. Do you remember?
I think COVID and everything put like a big, you know, the processing put a big delay in everything. So it was kind of, you know, every farmer or rancher who sells direct to the public, like we've spent the last year essentially like building infrastructure and trying to catch up to like your guys' demands. And even like farm store sales, like when we, like volume wise and like numbers wise, like when we quit farmers market and opened the farm store in 2019, like our sales have quadrupled in 2 years and a little over 2 years. Part of that is COVID and the demand for local food and people wanting to know where meat is at, where your meat's coming from. And I think just like we've also just like expanded our local like customer reach and stuff, and like Harvest Host in the summertime has played a big impact on it. You guys traveling and like the amount of visitors.
The amount of people who stop by, which is awesome. As long as it's during farm stores hours, you know, that's cool. But, or at least during the day, that's always nice too.
But not like on Thanksgiving.
8 o'clock Thanksgiving morning. Yeah, I mean, that's really cool to see people come in and say, hey, I want to buy some beef. I want to buy something, you know.
So we've essentially, like, even like in March of 2020, like when we started selling out of stuff, you know, it was like, great, I would love to sell you more, but like we couldn't, you know, we didn't have animals that we'd kept back. We couldn't get into processing. So like all of 2021 has been like building that infrastructure, even like meat chickens and stuff. Like, yeah, let's try some meat chickens and stuff. You know, we did that in the fall of 2020. We did our first round of meat chickens.
They're all gone, by the way.
And then we'll get more. We'll get more in the spring. I think
they're not all gone. They're in the freezer.
Yeah. And we're chipping away at those. So I think we kind of have a plan. We'll probably get some in April, and then we'll probably get a fall round of those again too. So that's what 2021 was like, figuring all this out. But like we're still, the reason why we have to keep beef and pork on Patreon is because like if we opened it to the channel, like we would sell out.
Yeah. Quickly.
Super fast, which is great. A huge problem for us to try and figure out, but that's why it has to stay on Patreon so that we can.
When you do sell out, it causes a problem where you have to start over.
You have to start over. And we don't, again, like a cash flow thing, like those styrofoam liners are expensive. Like that, again, is $1,000 bill every time that we have to do those. We can't get dry ice. We're still struggling with that. We'll have to call tomorrow and see if they have dry ice, because we essentially like buy the grocery store out almost every week. So we're still dealing with infrastructure problems in order to like meet demand. So I would love by the end of 2022 to be able, at least like on a limited basis, open up beef and pork to the whole channel.
I think one of our goals for 2021 was to be able to sell beef and pork online by the end of the year.
Yeah.
We barely hit that, but you know, that's very cool. And I do really appreciate you guys helping us do that. JP Merrick with a $20 super chat.
Thank you.
From all the way from down in Puerto Rico, where it's probably 83 degrees and sunny. Well, it may not be sunny down there, but it's 83 degrees. Merry Christmas, hugs, blessings to all. Also, Road Toad next week, cowboy hat reviews. $50 super chat. This hat cost
It costs more than $50.
$50. So I'll review this one. I've already got this one. I've got a couple other beat up hats we can talk about. Actually, I could bring in like Gilbert's old hat. I've got one of Gilbert's old hats. Got a couple old hats that would be kind of interesting to talk about, but they're probably pretty smelly.
I mean, they're $200 to $300 for a black felt hat.
Yeah.
For like a Stetson.
Yeah. They're ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you yell at me all the time when I break a hat.
You had it sitting on the couch today, and I walked by it and I was like, oh, I should pick it up. Like, if we leave Bean alone in the house, like, I mean, she ate your straw hat and stuff, but like, we were home, so it was fine.
It was at the end of that thing's life.
Yeah,
anyways,
but it was
fine.
like, oh, we better not leave that there.
We're going to talk a little bit later on in the live stream about Omaha steaks and how that is affecting our business our business model in a way. But thank you very much for that, Road Toad.
Thank you.
We'll take that into consideration. Also, by the way, really quick, if you don't want to join Patreon and you don't want to pay for shipping, which I totally get because I probably wouldn't pay for it, but there are local beef producers in your area. Guarantee it. Go to localharvest.org. Check that out. Put in your city, your state, your county, whatever you have to do. You may have to drive a little bit, but you'll find somebody who has local beef and pork. I get emails where people say, hey, your price is too high. Well, it's shipping is what hurts everything. But I always tell them, I say, you don't have to buy from us. Go buy from a local producer. Find somebody like Zach Hewitt, one of our moderators, not just because he's our moderator, but also because he raises his own beef, and I think he's selling it, if I remember right. Get a hold of people like him, and they'll be able to, if they don't have it, they can find somebody who does. We all know each other. Even we may not all like each other, but we all know each other.
We don't all know each other.
It's like when you run into somebody and you say, I'm from Wyoming, and they're like, oh, I met Bob. He's from Wyoming. Do you know Bob?
Do you know Bob in Newcastle?
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I met Bob 50 times.
Thank you, Reed, for the super chat. Merry Christmas to you too. I saw a question. Then it was like, when did you start thinking about selling beef and pork online?
When did we think about it?
Yeah, something like that.
I think.
Did we answer that super chat?
J.P. Merrick? Oh, who was J.P. Merrick? Hint, 1940. I'm not going to answer that question because I know the answer. And then now is somebody going to win $50 for knowing the answer? Do you know who J.P. Merrick was?
No.
Should I tell everybody? I don't know if I should or not. J.P. Merrick? No? Well, we'll come back. We'll circle back around to that. Thank you very much for the super chat, though. That's awesome.
So
also, Reed there with a Merry Christmas super chat for $20. Hope you guys have a great 2022.
We answered that one.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. You did. So when did we start when did we start thinking about selling beef and pork online?
That was Henry's question. Thanks, Henry. So I think
he's got a little guy raising his hand. That's awesome. We need that emoji, dude. That guy actually helps out. Raise your hand, children.
Does Zach have a YouTube channel? No, but he has a Instagram for his photography.
Yeah, Zach, throw your stuff up.
Throw your stuff up there. From the very beginning, I mean, we've been on YouTube almost 5 years now.
2017.
And as soon as we started talking about that we sell beef and pork, like
people
locally, people wanted to buy. And it was always like, how do we do this? I mean, like you guys, when we've talked about it for 4 months on live streams about the hurdles that we've had to undertake, and like even like getting into beef jerky was like its own set of hurdles.
I think our very first experience, you made a video back in 2017, might have been 2018, about cooking a rancher steak, which is how you cook steaks.
And people wanted to buy.
Well, I think I gave away a steak after that video. So we gave away a steak, or 2 steaks, and somebody in California won them, and they were actually in Los Angeles. And I shipped these steaks to this guy in Los Angeles. FedEx 2-day shipping was like 140 some bucks or something. It was ridiculous. And at that time, we both said, we can't do this. It was Erin who, honestly, looking out for you guys, constantly said, we cannot charge people this ridiculous amount for shipping on steaks, on any meat. It's not fair. It's not morally right.
It's still not. But what we've been able to do, one, like we didn't have the knowledge of how to ship frozen meat like efficiently and stuff, and like we're still learning how to do that, but like we've had no even thawed meat, right? Like every shipment has gone really great so far. It's obviously wintertime, so that helps. We'll see how it goes this summer, but we what we had to do is we had to have some experience in shipping. And so beef jerky, a non-perishable item, allowed us, well, it is perishable, but different, allowed us to have 2 years of shipping experience. And so like we could understand the workflow and like when it would be busy and like things like stamps.com and like how to get a better rate.
How to
and
contact UPS and say, hey, we're going to be shipping beef here. And that was a nice thing too that you guys really helped us out with, and I don't think anybody realized it, even us kind of at the point, was we started shipping beef jerky. That was our solution.
Yeah.
So we can't ship beef, so we'll start shipping beef jerky, a lot cheaper, right? And then I was able to go to UPS a couple of years later and say, hey, here's the amount of beef jerky that we're shipping every month that we're paying in shipping to the post office, oddly enough. So then UPS said, hey, maybe we want some of that money. How can we help them out? And that's really how James is the name of the guy at UPS who helped us out and got us set up and how to do it.
And figured out postal zones and like, you know, like and we had to learn how to run a website and a website store and stuff. And like, if you guys saw the back end of our website, like it's a giant nightmare.
Yeah.
But like that's where we had to start. And like something that didn't have to be delivered in 2 days or it was going to be ruined. So yeah, 2 years ago we started with jerky. We sold a little bit of jerky in 2019. 2020 we got our first like big orders of jerky and started doing, you know, a lot more jerky.
Yeah, and there's no way I could thank you guys enough for helping us figure this out, because this is something now, I don't know if there'd be interest in it, but we could almost teach a class on how to take your small farm and make it profitable through direct-to-consumer sales. I mean, it's kind of a lost art, if you ask me, because so many people, you know, if you're a cattle rancher and you have over 200 cows, because that's kind of the break-even point, 250 to be able to actually make a living at this, and it drives me crazy when I talk to other producers, and Erin talks to other producers, and they say things like, you know, I'm contracting my cows with Taiwan, and it's like, what? You're doing what? I'm lucky to be able to sell them to the sale barn down the damn road. And that's the way that it's going, is these bigger producers. And so being able to find a niche for smaller producers, smaller ranchers, smaller farmers, like ourselves and Zach Hewitt. I'm going to keep on plugging Zach all day long. Why not? And, you know, being able to do that, that's where, you know, this kind of thing could be taught. And people could learn.
Essentially, like you were reading about this week, and if you are a cattle producer at under 250 head, it is almost impossible for you to break even at this point. Mm-hmm. Not even profit, break even. Yeah. The key to success right now that beef producers are having to do, if you're just going to sell calves, is you need a semi-load of heifers that weigh the same, and you need a semi-load of steers that weigh the same. Yeah. And so in order to do that, a semi-load holds 90-ish. So that's 180. You need about 250 head to make those loads of 90 happen.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I mean, my mom runs a herd. Our herd's 25. It is, if we were not doing what we were doing, we would not be profitable with 25 head. The amount of money that we are netting every year off of 25 head, if we showed that to people within the industry, they would think we're full of shit.
People do think we're full of crap.
People do.
Our banker thinks, wow, you guys are cooking the books. Speaking of cooking, Manny Amato there. Thanks, Erin, for the cooking lesson of the beef. I cook it that way for Patty, and she loves it. Here's everybody's homework assignment for tonight. Go back on the Wyoming Life channel, look up a rancher's steak. Learn how to cook that steak. If you're single, you won't be for long, because you will find somebody who will love you for that steak. All I ask in return is that you send well wishes to Erin, because
I mean, just like the video.
It's so good. Yeah.
Like, throw it back in the algorithm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that video did pretty well for quite a while. Mike, you could probably do a video on entrepreneurship. Yeah. Erin could do a video on entrepreneurship. I'll do a video on manual labor and how to make it happen at the back end.
And that's what we've always done. And it's what we continue to do. Like, we know where we want to take things. Like, we know what the next big project is. And we have like an internal timeline for that, and then it's like, let's work backwards, you know. And like, did we think we would be here 5 years ago?
Sometimes this is the hardest part with Erin though, because sometimes things force you to go faster than you can be comfortable with at times.
I'm not comfortable with a lot. I mean, like, it's always hard for me.
When we started shipping beef, you were freaking out.
Yeah,
it was like we had everything in place, and it was like, okay, it's time to push the button. And Erin's like, I don't want to push the button. I was like, no, we have to push the button. And she's like, no, we're not pushing the button because I see a whole lot of work coming behind pushing that button. And a lot of things can break.
Yeah, a lot of risk.
Yeah, a lot of train wrecks happen.
Yeah.
You know, packing orders can be a nightmare sometimes, you know.
Yeah. And even then we did test runs, like, is it going to stay frozen? And yeah, like, summertime will be the next big challenge. So, like, will we maybe have to pause shipping for a brief amount of time?
No.
I don't know.
We'll just put more dry ice in.
More dry ice. Yeah.
More dry ice.
Bigger boxes. Yeah, I mean, we'll deal with and I've learned, like, things don't always go right.
There you go. Matt threw up the link for that video.
Thanks,
go check
Matt.
that out.
I know things don't always go right, and, like, if you guys have ordered jerky, and if you ordered round sticks last month, like, we had so many issues with those popping and molding, and, like,
God, it's so embarrassing. I got to tell you what, like, you stand behind your product, right? Like, when you send something out the door, and this is one of the things that Erin hates, is because our name is on everything that goes out of here. So we had the processor, Sturgis Meats, made us round sticks, experimenting. And their sealing process did not. If you got some of those, let me know. But they popped open in the mail.
They popped open, yeah. And flavor-wise, texturally, they're amazing, but they couldn't get them sealed. And they had issues with their vacuum sealer. They had issues with water. I don't know, all kinds of things. And they're making it right with us. Like, they're correcting the problem. And since then, like, it hasn't happened again.
We're refunding a lot of money.
Yeah, but it was refund after refund after refund. And so, like, when we ship out jerky, like, on Monday, you know, like, by Thursday and Friday, the emails would start rolling in. And, like, in the beginning, like, our business couldn't absorb that financial cost of refunds. Like, that would have devastated us 2 years ago. Now it's just like, yeah, just issue the refund and, like, I'll figure it out with Sturgis and they'll make it right. But it's hard, like, and those are the things I worry about when we launch a new thing. It's like, yeah, because, like, on Mondays, like, we're going to spend $1,000 on shipping. Like, we don't get that back. Like, if something goes wrong, like,
but somebody already paid that.
They did, yeah, but we still have to cash flow it.
Right, and if somebody called up and said my meat arrived and it was thawed and rotten, we would just eat that.
Well, and UPS has a insurance policy and stuff, but, like, I mean, who knows how long that would take to get the money back from UPS?
Gosh, yeah, I mean,
6 weeks.
Sometimes that's not even worth fighting. William Dunn asked if we've kept tabs on the fires in Kansas. Entire ranching and farming operations wiped out. Yeah, this is the problem. Like, anywhere you go in farming and ranching,
wild weather.
It's nuts. It's just crazy. Lori asked, what's the difference between a farm and a ranch? I always like to say that all ranches are farms, not all farms are ranches. Basically, the only difference that I can tell you is livestock. Most ranches well, if you have animals, you're a ranch. Yeah. If you don't, you're a farm.
It's also
And farms are, you can call us a farm. I don't care. Really.
Yeah, no, we're a farm.
If you go to England or whatever, like, everything's a farm.
It's a geographical thing too. So as you move west, I think there's kind of a
ranch line.
Yeah, there kind of is a ranch line. There is. I would think, like, you hit, like, middle of North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, and you switch from farms to ranches, and then you get further west, and obviously the West Coast, they call themselves farms. Mm-hmm. There's a little area between middle of North Dakota, South Dakota, and, like, middle of Washington and Oregon where we're ranches for the most part. Don't you think?
I don't know. There's a whole video there. There's a whole video. Speaking of a whole video, Tim Gilchrist. For years, I've always cut my net wrap straight across. Notice you cut it at an angle. Since I wanted to be like Mike, I tried cutting it at an angle. I was surprised that it cuts smoother. See, these are stupid things that most people would never. Tim, thank you very much for noticing that. I really do appreciate it. I owe you $10. In fact, I'll give you 12. We'll call it inflation. When I first started cutting net wrap, which is what the bales are wrapped in, the plastic net wrap, I tried cutting it straight across. I could never get it cut straight across. Plus, I cut it at an angle so that I can reach higher in the middle of the bale and cut down.
Well,
and then it gives me kind of an angle.
How come you've never told me this?
You've never watched the videos. You need to get together with Tim and watch the videos, and then you would know. No, that's one thing I figured out a long time ago, is if I cut it at kind of like a V, it gives me a better handle to hang on to for some weird reason, and it does seem to cut easier. I don't know why, but that's something that I would have never thought about mentioning in a video. Now, next time I cut net wrap, I'm going to say I'm cutting it at an angle because Tim says it's easier. Henry, $5 super chat, was creating the channel Mike's idea. Hit the sub around 17K. Merry Christmas, guys.
Thank you. We've been here for a long time. Yeah, I mean, it was.
It was my idea?
Yeah.
I remember Mackenzie was watching these stupid toy review. They weren't even they weren't even reviews. It was some lady's hands playing with toys. And at that time, that was like the biggest YouTube channel ever.
Oh, yeah. And
I looked it up, and they were like, she's making $4.8 million a year.
That'll be so easy. We can make so much money. So wrong.
I think, honestly, I don't think it was like, I think we said, hey, we'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. And then, you know, if it works, it works.
We've always said this. It was also like we thought like we were not able to connect with our customers at farmers market to sell meat. It was like, I think by that point we had like our box truck, and so like meat was kept in deep freezes that were unplugged, but like they hold temperature in the box truck, and like it was hard to display meat. We had signs that had like the prices on them and stuff, but like people don't always read signage, and like in the past I had tried to like, here's a pound of hamburger. Well, it would thaw by the end because it's August. And which is fine, we just ate hamburger for dinner. But like it was hard to visually show that we had meat for sale. And so
I remember you putting the remember when you put the ice in the Tupperware and you'd put like 3 or 4 pounds of hamburger in it?
And then we had to eat all that.
Yeah.
And so it was difficult to sell meat at farmers market, and we would have days where we sold a lot of meat, and then we would have days where we didn't sell any meat. And like there's a big difference between $3 radishes and $14 a pound ribeyes, and what our sales would be at the end of the day. And so, you know, when people would ask us like, are you grass fed, are you grain finished, like, you know, we tell people that, but like we were like, we wanted a better way to explain how we were finishing the animals.
You know what's funny though is, even though we made a video to start marketing at farmers market, we never did. We had a sign at farmers market. I remember we had a sign that said, check us out on YouTube. I don't think anybody ever did. But do you remember when the first people showed up from New York at farmers market? So we had like 2,000, 3,000 subscribers, maybe 4.
And they drove all the way.
And they drove all the way from New York. They probably still watch. But they came all the way from New York, showed up at farmers market. Hey, we're here to see you, and we're from New York. And I about crap my pants.
Well, and we were very quickly like, we don't like people recognizing us at farmers market, so let's open the farm store and stay home. But yeah, I mean, we started to see a shift in like who our customer was, and you guys started to become our customer. And we have a huge local following, and that following has really grown in the last like 2 years.
As people move here.
So many people are moving here.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys have very much become part of like our local sales as well as our online sales. But yeah, I mean, it was, I don't know. Yeah, and I mean, like Vivian came to the farm store. She's our neighbor. She's been buying stuff with us since we were at farmers market, and she watches all the videos.
She makes me feel like a celebrity every time I walk in. I'm like, you're my neighbor. And she's like, oh, Mike, how are you doing? You know, and it's just like, Vivian, settle down. Like, we're cool. We're cool. I love her, though. She's awesome. Let's answer a few questions. There's a lot of people who homestead and have cows, sheep, pigs in their big gardens. I love homesteaders. I love the term homesteading. Actually, I don't. I'm not a huge... I keep on threatening to make this video, and I can tell you guys about it because we're all really close friends. But I keep threatening to make this video where I'm like, where I want to say homesteaders are... First of all, I have no problem with people homesteading. What I have a problem with them is calling themselves homesteaders, because there's a McDonald's 10 minutes from wherever you're at.
The Homestead Act is a very specific period of time when a very specific task was accomplished.
I think that people calling themselves homesteaders devalues what people did here 100 or 200 years ago.
We are 3 generations removed from the farm.
And I'm sure everybody's happy they are.
Yeah, no way.
But, like, yeah, I mean, it drives me nuts. But I agree. Yeah.
So we live in a part of the country that we were homesteaded very late, like
1920 here.
Really late, right? One of the last places to be homesteaded because it's awful here. Hearing what those people had to go through to survive.
People lived in a hole inside of a hill here.
What they had to go through to survive the winters here and stuff. Like, once you like visit your local museum, like the Rock Pile, and you hear those stories and you see what those people had to go through. When someone's like, I have a garden and I homestead, I think that concept is amazing, right? Like, be self-sufficient, raise your own food, know where your food comes from.
Call yourself something else.
Take control of your supply chain, but you're not... In retrospect to what those people went through, like, I don't feel it's the same. You don't feel it's the same.
I definitely do not feel it's the same. But I can't make that video because Erin's going to say, oh,
more people raising food and taking care of animals and growing gardens and canning and preserving is amazing and what we should be doing. We just don't like the terminology.
Yeah, there should be a different term for it. What was the website? Dave asked, what's the website to find local beef? It's localharvest.org. It's more than just beef, honey, vegetables, all kinds of stuff on there, but localharvest.org. Brad N. asked, did you like doing the podcast, Millennial Farmer?
Yeah.
That was good. That was good. Zach told me it's still probably one of his favorite podcasts that he's ever done.
Maybe you guys should go tell Zach to come visit us and we can record another podcast.
Here?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, we could do that.
We have microphones.
Russ asked me, in my opinion, what's the quality of the hay that we received? Not the best hay in the world, I'm not going to lie. The protein's actually higher on it than I thought it was going to be, but
It'll work.
It'll work. That's the biggest thing. Not really a huge fan of paying outrageous prices for something that I can get cheaper. So
pray for snow.
Sheila asked, was there one particular video that boosted your channel?
There's been several.
I think I remember the first one, though, because that was that first sales video.
Oh, and so our first video did very well, feeding the calves. It's like 4.5 minutes. It's video number 1. You can, if you go to the videos tab on the computer or on your phone, you can search by like newest or oldest.
Right.
Our first video really boosted us and got us going. And then, yeah, selling calves in like October of 2017 was our first.
Big bump, yeah.
What was the,
there was the Costa ranching video.
The Costa ranching, yeah.
That did pretty well. You know, you never know what's going to go. That's kind of the interesting thing.
Our most viewed video, the mastitis one, doesn't bring us subscribers or revenue.
No, but it's all about big boobies. So that's all that matters, I guess. I don't know what's wrong with
Corey
people.
Shellman said it's not homesteading, it's doomsday prepping. Yeah.
That might be it.
Modern homesteading, yeah, it is modern homesteading. It is not you get 600 acres from the government and you have to improve that land.
Yeah, and you have to live there for a certain amount of time, and yeah, it drives me crazy. All right, let's answer a few more questions here.
The rock pile does charge, but it is worth going.
The rock pile doesn't charge.
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah, they did. They didn't. They started doing that. That's right.
They're also a business that has to make money.
Who can tell that somebody doesn't pay when they go to the rock pile? I just sneak into the office and go through that way.
You took the kids what? I mean, it doesn't change a lot.
No, not really.
If you haven't been to Gillette or haven't heard us talk about the rock pile, it is kind of our county's.
It would be a fun video. I could go do a video of the Rock Pile Museum.
It is our county's like history museum, and it's a very nice museum. But yeah, like 1890 is still 1890.
Oh, Brian brought up a good one, the bull video. I forgot about the bull video, the first bull mating video. Video,
like lately, it's been how to buy a whole beef.
That's been good. Yeah.
The castrating lefty.
Oh, yeah.
Or one nut, whatever you want.
Anything that has to do with anything weird, people love. So
those have been. What else has been popular lately? YouTube analytics changed there.
Russ Meredith asks, any plan on returning to making the podcast?
Yeah.
Erin's not a huge fan of the podcast.
Don't we talk to you guys enough?
I've kind of thought, I've been going back and forth about, we work with a gal named Jessica Stansberry, who's a wonderful, wonderful lady who's really big into the marketing world, and every once in a while she'll email me and say, hey, are you guys still doing podcasts? They actually, her and her husband, they ranch or farm in Boone, North Carolina, actually. And she's always asking me about podcasts.
The blizzard in October did really well for us, too.
Oh, see, there you go. Weather and nuts. Everybody likes all those things, and big boobies. Let's see.
The podcast is stuff. It doesn't make us any money, and it's content that you guys really enjoy, but it doesn't make us any money, and so it's hard when you're planning out your week and you think like, what is priority?
I can ship orders, or I can do a podcast.
What is priority? The things that make us money have taken priority. And I did enjoy the podcast. Sometimes. We've actually went through different, like we tried just taking the audio from the live stream, putting it on the podcast, see how that does. And we've made this like more podcasty in the sense that like, yes, we still engage with you guys, but sometimes we just talk to each other. Sometimes. Road Toad, we want Bean. Bean's downstairs. I don't know what she's doing down there, but we don't have her. Mackenzie, if you're watching, why don't you come up and bring Bean with you. All right.
Hey, Jeff Lake is here hanging out in sunny San Francisco. I don't know if it's sunny there or not, Jeff. Probably not.
Probably dark.
Well, it's probably dark, but I mean, even during the day, isn't it? San Francisco, it's like, you know, fog and haze and who knows. But Jeff is on his Christmas vacation back home, so everybody say hi to Jeff.
What's the coldest you've seen the temperature here?
I think I saw -48 one time.
Not when we were ranching.
Yeah, it was when we were here.
Wind chill or actual?
I can't remember. See, I don't know. Was it the first year we were here when my mom came for Thanksgiving?
Oh, yeah, that was awful.
And we got snowed in for a week with in-laws, with Erin's in-laws, my parents. Yeah, that was a long week.
Yeah,
it was cold.
I
I
mean,
remember that.
Actual air temperature very easily in the 20s, like -20. And then if the wind blows, what's funny? It's not funny. We're always super grateful. Sometimes when it gets that cold, the wind doesn't blow. But if the wind blows 1 mile an hour and it's -20, it's now negative. It feels like -40.
Yeah.
Like hardly any wind. But we've had really cold Februarys the last couple of years, and often it will be, 15 to 20, 25 below, and very little wind. Thank God, because we would die. But yeah, I mean, I think, -25 is not uncommon.
Yeah.
And we're not in the mountains or
What's funny though, like you said, if the wind is not blowing, I can go out at -25 degrees, feed the cows, and not be horribly uncomfortable. I mean, it's cold, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's not
But,
fun.
Yeah.
But it's like we've had it's been really windy. We had 5-6 days of 40 to 60 mile an hour winds, just like nonstop. I mean, that sucks.
It makes it hard. Like even this week when we were going to precondition calves, and Erin, we ordered our vaccines the week before. So the video you saw me ordering vaccines online was actually the week before. Vaccines showed up, and then the weather hit, and we couldn't. I mean, I wasn't going to go out there and vaccinate calves in 40, 50 mile an hour winds. So it was.
And it was still not. It was like right at like 32, and like you had no wind, and then 30 mile an hour winds.
By the time I was done, it was actually pretty nice, but yeah, it wasn't horrible. Let's see. How does Bean like her seat in the tractor? She went out and fed with me today. She's still getting used to getting into it. She's, I guess by the time we were done feeding, she would jump up and jump right into it. But like she always tries to like sit in my seat. So she wants to sit next to me.
Yeah.
There's not enough room in those seats.
She is a cuddly dog.
She is. She wants to be right next to you. So, wind clocked at 154 miles, 10 miles south of Wheatland. Oh my gosh.
I didn't see that one. I saw Clark, Wyoming had like 110. They're on the top of the mountain.
We would be gone at 154 miles an hour. Like, I don't know if anything could stand up to that. It'd be tough. We'd have stuff flying all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, we are very built for 70-ish miles an hour. I mean, like it's not fun, but like I feel pretty secure still at 70. It's miserable, but like I do worry about the high tunnels, but like 60 and below, like we're totally.
You ask me every time I go out, high tunnel still there? Yep, still there.
I can see one of them from our house. I can see the top of one, and like if it's torn, it's like a big kite, so it's flapping, so you can see if it's torn. But yeah, you can see the one from the house. So it's not. I don't so much like we have woven plastic on it, and that plastic has done great.
Really good.
Highly recommend woven plastic if you live somewhere windy compared to like just a 6 mil greenhouse plastic. But what I do worry about is like the billow rope that holds the roll-up sides kind of in place. If that breaks and a side
I got a cork too.
Has a lot of movement. That's not fun to try and fix that when the wind's blowing.
No, not at all. So I broke away from the 7 and 7 tonight just because it is a special occasion, being Christmas party and all that kind of stuff. Basil Hayden's Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, which...
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's okay.
Do you want more tequila?
No. Thank you, though. That's all yours. You can have that. You are fine. Jeff's
I'll drink something gross next week.
You don't have to. Trust me. I didn't drink that much of that, so...
I'll finish yours. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay, your little tiny...
Tell me how it is.
There's just a little baby bit left.
These shot glasses, by the way, available on the website. They're the Bull Shot, which goes along with the Bull shirt. So
yeah, you get a whole set.
You get a whole set. Jeff's trailer is still here. It hasn't blown away, thankfully. Careful that you don't slip on the rubber on the tractor steps.
Yeah, I asked you if they were slippery. Are they slippery?
They weren't slippery at all today. Now that everybody's telling me that they're going to be slippery, I've kind of been watching it. I did do zip ties to hold them on there. I did break one of the zip ties already today, so I'm going to have to wire them on, which actually could be good because if I wire them in multiple places, then that creates traction.
You
so
could
if I
get some spray adhesive and sprinkle some dirt.
I could do that too. Yeah.
Make your own.
You know what's funny is I put those dang things on because Bean kept on using the steps. We were afraid she was going to get her feet caught in there. Now with those things on, she jumps over all of them. She just doesn't even want to touch them now. So
we always we have a 4-foot chain link in our yard.
Yeah.
4 foot.
Yep.
We put bunk beds in Grace and Lincoln's room in October they wanted bunk beds, and the top, it's like kids height bunk bed, but it is, I don't know, I have a hard time, like I can't hug who is ever on the top bunk. How tall is it? It's at least 4 foot.
It's at least 4 foot, yeah.
She just boinged her little butt right up there with like clearance. So I'm glad that she respects the fence of our yard.
She doesn't jump the fence. That's always good. Always good.
Someday she's going to.
She'll figure it out someday. Then we're in trouble. But
I said the other couple of weeks ago, I was like, she should have been a sheepdog.
Oh, because she'd walk on the sheep.
Yeah, because she's very bouncy. She's a very bouncy cow dog, and she would have done better with sheep. They're smaller. She would have been so scared.
That is funny. Bullshot, bullshirt, no BS. See, that's not bad. I might steal that. Don't copyright that on me.
Use barbed wire to attach your...
Oh, you could do that. It would give you a little bit of gription.
Step on the barbed
It wouldn't go through your shoes. I saw one back, how do cows do in the wind and the weather? Honestly, pretty well. One of the tricks with cows, when you see those pictures of cows that are covered in snow and frost and they look so cold, the reason they have snow and frost on them is because they're very well insulated. So that snow and frost actually doesn't even melt on them.
Did you know that cows are made out of leather?
I did know that. They're made out of gloves, actually. So, yeah. It's amazing how that works. Yeah. Nice and warm. All righty, guys, we're getting ready to wind things down here. We wanted to really quickly, we got about 7 minutes yet left, and I wanted to talk to you guys about our schedule for the next few weeks. We're heading into the holiday season, obviously. Christmas here in, what, 6 days? 5 days? What day is it?
Christmas Eve is Friday.
6 days, Christmas Eve, just around the bend. So we actually started putting together our holiday schedule. As I said in today's vlog, that was the last vlog of 2021. We do have a holiday schedule for you guys that if anybody wants to take a look at this and kind of keep track of where you can see our Wyoming Life over the next few weeks. Today was the last vlog of 2021. We do have a video coming out on Wednesday. It's the last ranch video of 2021. And then we're going to take a little bit of a break, get through Christmas, and we do plan on putting together a year-end video, which will be more interviews and kind of what happened this year, kind of a best of.
It's like a highlight.
Yeah,
video.
Highlight reel type of deal. And then we take a little bit of a break. Oddly enough, we do need a little bit of time for ourselves. You're the one that was last year or the year before.
We've done it 2 years in a row.
You said we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And what's the main reason for our big break?
It's the one time of the year that we take more than like a week off. Sometimes you'll take, after the 30 and 30 in April, you'll usually take like a week off. Sometimes we take a week off in the summer, but even like we try and sneak in a family vacation, but we also often like pre-film so that you guys don't know that we're gone.
Sneaky.
Sometimes, occasionally you've been like, I just need a break and stuff, but like it's kind of the one time of the year that we take like a structured break. So yeah, we started it. This will be our third one. So the first year we did like 3 weeks. Last year we did a lot. It was like 5-6 weeks.
Did we really?
Yeah, it was a long time. Maybe it wasn't quite 6 weeks, but it was Christmas till, it was right around Mackenzie's birthday on the 20th when we came back. So, yeah, it'll be shorter this year, probably. It's like the time of the year too that like last year you like rebuilt the website.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what a pain in the ass.
I think in 2019 we prepared for jerky, or was it 19? Where is it?
I think in
20 we took I think in 19 we took a break. I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, we tried. It's always like we do a lot of business stuff Like we always like revamp like website or Patreon or like our schedule or what kind of videos we're gonna make. Like you do some house chores, like fix things that are broken.
It is, yeah, I do need to. I've got a lot of stuff that needs to get done.
There's some things that have been on that list for 3 years now.
Nobody's counting though. So after we get done fixing the drywall, we are going to come back on
two drywall projects.
Two
that
drywall
are just
projects.
Being avoided.
January 16th will be the first vlog of 2022. Now that vlog is actually going to be kind of a catch up, because I'm going to kind of film a little bit here and there, not every single day, but I am going to film during our break and kind of show you guys what happens over Christmas. We're going to show you guys some of the Christmas presents, some of the projects we've got going on for kids, that kind of thing. And then when we come back on the 16th, that vlog will be kind of a catch up. We're going to see where we're at.
Yeah,
and
it's not going to be like, you're not going to vlog every day, but if there's something like exciting happening.
Right, cows are out. You know, hey, feeding on Christmas morning. For some reason, some people just don't understand that I have to go feed before or soon after the kids open presents. Like it's always, you know, sneak out early, go feed, come back and open presents or whatever.
They usually open presents.
Kelly caught my eye roll.
And then usually they open presents.
Then I'll go feed. Yeah.
And then you come back in and we have breakfast or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And then, so we will be coming back on the 16th.
So our break is not about ranch projects; it's about house projects. So the drywall.
Drywall is a house project. Yeah.
Gets fixed. I think one year we finished the attic during that break.
We did.
I think our first break we did.
This
space where we're at.
Yeah.
Because we did not. I think I was like, I'm tired of all this stuff in our bedroom.
Yeah.
So yeah, we built an office and studio, and yeah, we did that over break. So.
And then we will be back.
Why do I have to take a shot if he rolled his eyes?
I don't know. January 19th, we return back to the first ranch video of 2022. It'll be our 5-year anniversary on January 25th. So some sort of celebration is in order, I think. I cannot, honestly, I cannot believe it's been 5 years since we posted our first video on YouTube.
Shouldn't we have like 5 million subscribers by now?
We should. We're almost at 250,000, 250,000.
That is crazy.
I mean, just having what we have now really does impress me. Having 10,000 here on Beyond the Ranch impresses me. I mean, that's 10,000 people that want to come and get something a little bit extra. They're not all here tonight, but you know, it's amazing how many people come and watch these videos afterwards, because we do post these videos online on the Beyond the Ranch channel, so you can always come back and watch them if you didn't get a chance to watch them live. So. The support that people have shown us, that people have shown the industry, the people that have shown people saying, you know, hey, we're going to take, I think this is the biggest thing that we've learned over the last 5 years, is that we're going to take control of our own destiny.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw that when we first came here, and I think even the very first year that we were here, and it was, hey, we're going to sell calves at auction, and I went, this doesn't make much sense, man. Like, why would you go through all that work? Why would you put in, you know, a year's worth of work to have somebody else just say, hey, here's some money.
I think there's a couple things. I don't know if we would still be ranching if it wasn't for YouTube, because of the revenue that it has brought us and the ability to sell product. I've said it in live streams before, like, we are becoming more retail business than anything, and that is because of you. And there are things I love about that, and there's things I dislike about that. But like, we are a thriving small business right now because of you guys.
Very small business.
Yeah. I think, though, because we are outsiders to the industry, like, we don't always get it right, but I think sometimes, like, our outside perspective has been very good for us, because we've been able to look at things like selling calves and someone else telling us what our price is and saying, like, this doesn't make sense, and like, we don't want to participate in that. So
I think I asked Gilbert at one point, because, you know, in radio, when I worked in radio and in corporate radio, I had to do budgets, right? And so I think I actually asked Gilbert at one point, I was like, how much do you have to make off a calf to make money? And nobody knew.
Yeah. And Gilbert was an old generation rancher who, it was different. And so, yeah, I mean, I remember you guys weren't here for this, but like we used to use dump rakes instead of a wheel rake. And if you remember haying,
when we used to hay,
if you go back
way back when,
way back in the day, and watch us hay, you know, we've always used a wheel rake and stuff, but like Gilbert's like, our hay, we don't have enough hay to use a wheel rake. It's too thin. There's just not enough volume and stuff. But I was like, but my brain doesn't compute what you're saying. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you just rake it together till you get enough, and you just keep going around and round and round. And like, he didn't get what I was saying, and I didn't get what he was saying. And so, I mean, everybody uses a wheel rake, but you know, I think that like critical thinking of like, this doesn't make any sense. And some things we just didn't know. Like, you know, we didn't know how to pull a calf.
Figured it out pretty damn quick.
We figured that out, but then we also were like, some of this doesn't make sense. And like, if you approach it from a business perspective instead of sometimes there's a lot of emotions in farming and ranching.
No, never.
If you approach it from more of a business perspective, you can be successful in agriculture.
Yeah.
But you have to diversify.
That's very
true. And I
true.
firmly believe if you're in the ranching, if you're raising animals, you have to sell direct to consumer.
Yeah, it's hard to sell a bushel of wheat to, you know, to Matt. Matt's not going to buy a bushel of wheat. What's he going to do with that? But
I wouldn't know what to do.
Very true. Very true. $10 super chat from the artist formerly known as Scoot. Thank you very much for being a loyal supporter of our Wyoming Life. And Paymaker 11, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from our family to yours. Thank you very much, guys. We really do appreciate it.
Merry Christmas to you guys too.
Definitely. Guys, we are going to duck on out of here. This is the end for 2021. Like I said, we got a new video coming out on Wednesday. Our year-end wrap-up video should be a lot of fun. Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. You can do that at ourwyominglife.com. New newsletter coming out tomorrow, and hopefully some good tidbits in there. I'm going to see if I can get you guys involved with our year-end video once again, like we usually do. So we'll have the information about that in our newsletter, which comes out tomorrow. So anything else you want to add before we cut them loose?
Thank you, guys. It has been a great 2021 because of you guys, and we really do appreciate every time you guys order something from us, whether it's a t-shirt or a bull shot or, you know, now beef or pork and stuff. So thank you guys so much for your support. We wouldn't be here without you guys. I firmly believe that. Like, our business would look so much different, and
I'd
maybe
be greeting people at Walmart.
Yeah. I do, you know.
Welcome to Walmart. Get your crap and get out.
So much of our success is because of you guys. The courage to start the farm store or start a nonprofit or ship beef and pork, like, it's come from your guys' encouragement.
I think that's true. I think you're totally right there. Like, being able to do our own farm store or ship beef, I mean, the Airbnb, Harvest Host, all those things came from somebody who sent me an email and said, hey, I want to be able to do this.
Basically, you guys have said over and over and over, I want this, I want this, I want this. And sometimes it's annoying.
We already have a 6-year-old who says, I want this, I want this, I want this.
But it's also, it's made us like step back and critically look at our business and say, how can we, there is this demand, how can we meet that? So thank you guys for allowing us to grow and to change and to evolve, and like, thank you for being patient with us as we work through this. There will be new meat packages coming to Patreon supporters in January. I'm going to revamp things, put in some cuts that aren't there. So yeah, thank you guys for supporting us in all of our business ventures, and, you know, just even watching the videos, like, that supports us.
That's, yeah, I mean, it's nothing. It's everything, I guess I should say. It's not nothing. It's everything.
Yeah, and you guys, you don't have to buy things from us. Like, watching the videos pays us, so that alone is supporting us. And yeah, I looked at our YouTube revenue for this year. It continues to go up. So thank you guys for that.
A very, very, very large and way overdue thank you to our moderators, Zach Hewitt, Matt Fensel, Lori Habel, William Dunn, and Bill the Tractor Man. Those guys have been here week in, week out. And not only here at live streams, like, I tap these people all the time. I text them, I say, hey, what do you think of this idea? You know, I'm tossing around this 4K idea for next year. I've got, you know, all kinds of stuff going on in my brain. And then these guys are the ones that I kind of filter things through a lot of times. And so they're more than just moderators. They're more than folks that hang out here at the live streams and chit chat and let us poke fun at them. You know, I mean, it's something that that they help me out with all the way through the entire year, every single video. And a lot of times I have to think when I'm making a video, who am I making this video for? And sometimes it is I'm making this video for Bill. I'm making this video for Lori. I'm making this video for William. And those guys giving me the ability to do that, I really do thank you guys, and I thank you guys for being a part of our lives all the way through. So thank you to everybody that's here hanging out. Thank you for a great 2021. We're looking forward to 2022. God knows what we have in store, because we haven't even really had a chance to talk about it yet. I mean, is there anything in 2022 that you want to see happen?
Yeah, I want, for even a short period of time, maybe next holiday season, for us to open up beef and pork to the entire channel.
For a short time, like a couple hours. Like from 12:08 p.m. until 12:13.
Until sold out. No, I mean, yeah, I think Melissa, there'll be short ribs and some of the packages coming up. Yeah, I just want to continue to increase our volume that is available. And yeah, beef and pork is going to be our focus, I imagine, for the next year or so. Like, building that side of our business and making it more accessible and more available is going to be what we're going to focus on. And then maybe farm store and some other stuff will get a big revamp.
We are expanding the Airbnb, or not the Airbnb, but the Harvest Host area this year. Up till now, we've had 3 spots for RVs to park during the summer. If you're a member of Harvest Host, even if you're not, go to our website, check it out. You can reserve a spot.
That's available now. You can start booking your...
Yeah, you can start booking summer travel. You can stay at the ranch and visit the farm store, and we have tours available and all kinds of stuff like that. We're going to be going up to 5 spots.
Yeah.
So
that's because of you guys.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, yeah. Every, of those 3, like, at least one almost every single night was a subscriber.
Yeah.
So, and the ones that weren't, we made them into subscribers. They were done.
Just throttle them. Push that button, damn it.
Yeah. So again,
push the bell button too.
It's you guys always saying we want more, and it's us trying to meet that. So thank you guys.
Thank you very much. We're gonna cut you guys loose. We've got a whole family and all kinds of other stuff that we have to deal with.
So we're gonna go deal with.
And we thank you guys for being a part of our Wyoming life. We will see you next time. I've got to go and find that copy machine, because I'm gonna get a copy of my butt.
One right over there.
All right.